Utah's Republican convention over the weekend has led to a closely watched challenge in the 3rd Congressional District. The vote was so close, Congressman Chris Cannon and challenger Jason Chaffetz will compete in a primary election. They're here for a live discussion on the race tonight in our Talking Point. Congressman Cannon, you survived the convention by just a handful of delegate votes. Does that reflect voter sentiment in your district?
Well, you know, I thought that if I could get a shave that close, it would be good. No, Jason should be congratulated. This is a very nice piece of work. He spent a couple of years and got 500 votes out of, that was almost 60%. And I'm pleased to actually have a primary. But now we're going to go into, I think, a general election where you have a lot more people who have to see who we are and get to weigh the issues. And of course, Mr. Chaffetz has made being a businessman a key point, and I think that's really good because that means we get to compare our records. I think the people in the 3rd Congressional District ought to have the opportunity to see what he's done as a businessman, how many people he's supervised, how many people he's employed, because I'm very proud of my record in having employed thousands of people.
Jason Chaffetz, a few more votes and you would have been the Republican candidate. How do you explain it?
Oh, I'm so proud of where we've come from. Mr. Cannon outspent me 9-1 and spent almost $1,400 per vote that he got. I spent less than $150 per vote that I got. And I'm just so proud of that. I think that's because we had not only the right organization, a grassroots organization of people who truly care and are out there working and want to see a change for the better. But we also had a winning message. We talked specifically about the issues, and we were very candid about those issues and the need to make a change. And that's what our campaign's all about.
Jason Chaffetz, bottom line on what issues is Chris Cannon wrong?
Well, a number of them. Fiscal discipline. When Mr. Cannon took office, the budget was $1.5 trillion. Today, it's $2.9 trillion. We have the single largest debt in the history of the United States. That's unacceptable. There's nothing conservative about it. And I think fiscal discipline is the top issue. And again, we've got energy, we've got immigration is worse, not better. Education is something that's right on the top of people's minds, and we need a change.
Congressman Cannon, react to that, and why should voters place value on your experience?
Well, you know, I know that Mr. Chaffetz has talked about these issues, but I don't think he's ever pointed out a difference. This morning on the radio, he said that I had voted for the Democratic budget, which of course I didn't vote for. We have a Democratic Congress, and what we need in Utah right now is someone who actually understands issues like energy. I just paid $3.57 a gallon for gas. I think that makes Americans really, really angry, and besides that, it's destroying our dollar. I think that makes Americans really, really angry, and besides that, it's destroying our dollar. What we need in Utah right now is someone who actually understands issues like energy. We need to do something about creating the opportunity to produce energy in Utah, where we have trillions of barrels of oil in shale, and we have our first commercial project in 30 years to do that. It shows, I think it'll show, that we can get oil at $30 a barrel, and it's federal policy, largely Democratic-controlled policy, that's kept us from doing that. So I hope the American people and the people in the 3rd Congressional District will say, we want Chris Cannon to go back there. He represents us. He lives here in the district. Why doesn't Jason Chaffetz run against Jim Matheson in his own district, for crying out loud? Because it's the Democrats, or at least that lefty part of the country, that's kept us from developing our resources and driving up, among other things, the price of gas.
I disagree.
You disagree with the price of gas, Jason? It's horrible.
No, it is horrible.
You disagree about you running in your own congressional district.
Go ahead and respond, Mr. Chaffetz.
The Republicans had the House, the Senate, and the presidency. The time to act was years ago, when you didn't even have to ask a Democrat what we wanted to do. If we wanted to reverse Grand Staircase Escalante, we could have done it. We need to extract the resources right in our own backyard, in Anwar, off the continental shelf. The time to act was years ago, when you had the chance and you blew it.
But you understand, Jason, because you're going back to Congress, that you're going to be dealing with Republicans who are sort of moderate and left, who are environmental leftists.
Yes.
And so it is the bulk of the Democrats that are the problem, and Jim Matheson is the problem as well.
Gentlemen, unfortunately, we have run out of time. Our list of questions is long, but our time is short. So I appreciate your time and your willingness. Jason Chaffetz and Congressman Chris Cannon, thank you for joining us.